Alright, guys, so peace. Um, I just want to talk about something slightly different today, different than usual biblical stuff. As I said before, I was going to try and diversify the content of what I'm making, try and keep up my work rate on this YouTube stuff. So I just want to talk about this whole true love, the true love myth, the true love fallacy. That's probably what I'm going to title this video, actually. Probably, as we all, well, all of us, both men and women, grew up watching all these kind of movies, you know, where they talk about true love and happily ever after. I just want to talk about that because the older I get, the more I start to understand that that's not true. That's not real life. That's not how life works. The more I've started to have interactions with women, obviously the older I've got, the more interactions I've had with women, I'm starting to realize that women actually don't want love. They don't want true love. They want a roller coaster of emotions. That's probably the best way that I can describe it, a roller coaster of emotions. For instance, they want, you know, when you ask a woman what does she look for in a man, the first thing she says is a guy that can make her laugh, right? In a serious relationship, you know, the first thing they look for is a guy that can make them laugh, you know? And this isn't me bashing women or anything. This is just me talking from my experience, sharing my perspective. Which basically means that most women, to be perfectly honest, most women see men as just walking minstrels, walking entertainers. When you start to like understand psychology of human interaction, it's quite sad. I think it's quite sad. Personally, I think it's quite sad when you start to understand interactions and stuff like that. Yes, a lot of women, they say they want a guy that can make them laugh. They basically just see guys as minstrels. That's one thing that I've noticed. How does that tie into true love? True love basically is we stick together through thick and thin. Sorry, I can't even get my words out. Thick and thin. We love no matter what, but that's not really real life, right? That's not real life at all. If you actually understand women are designed to be the exact opposite of loyal, because when it comes to women basically look for a man that has a certain amount of things, not just looks. Obviously, looks are important, but a man has to be built up financially in terms of the assets he has, the assets he owns, things like that. When it comes to men, at least for most men, they just look for a woman that's, well, attractive and is somewhat congenial and friendly and isn't just annoying, to be perfectly honest. Even though there are loads of men that, you know, they stay with a annoying ass woman because she's good looking, but that's a whole nother thing. That's a whole nother thing. So that's one thing that I wanted to talk about, the whole. Yeah, so that's that. At least in regards to true love. Because as a man, there's more required of you. So you have to have more in order to attract women. In order to attract women, right? And what I've started to notice about myself is this whole true love thing. It's just all this stuff when you're a kid, you know, it's just programming, man. Like you watch these shows and they talk about true love, and then you start to understand women, you start to interact and you start to understand life, and you just realize it's BS. And that's not how life works. And that can be kind of traumatic for some people. But it's something that we've all been programmed with, right? It's something that we've all been programmed with through the media, through television, through movies, all that kind of stuff. And it's something that we all have to overcome. something that we all have to overcome. And the quicker you do so, the better it is. The better it is, right? The quicker you do so, the better it is, because then you can start to actually use the knowledge that you've acquired through wisdom, through reading, through experience, through whatever, to benefit yourself, as opposed to believing a lie and kind of looking for something that you'd never find. And that's another thing that I've noticed as well. Men actually want love more than women do. As I said, women want a roller coaster of emotions. And in my experience with the people that I know and the people that are close to me, people like toxicity in relationships, and people actually like to moan. That's another thing that I've noticed as well. People actually enjoy moaning. For instance, a woman will be with a guy, and for 3 months it'll be perfect, and they'll be kissing and doing whatever. Kissing, honeymoon phase, as they say, or the infatuation stages, right? The beginning of a relationship is always the best part of a relationship. Like the first 3 months or whatever. Those are the best times in a relationship. But after that is when the argumentation comes, the nitpicking phase, the being verbally abusive to each other, sometimes being physically abusive to each other. Yeah, man. So, and then the whole woman moaning about, the relationship, a man moaning to his friends, woman moaning to his friends. And that's a whole new thing in relationships nowadays. They going to your friends and asking your friends for advice, especially if your friends are around the same age kind of as you. They're going to be going through the exact same situations that you're going through for the most part. Well, obviously everyone's situation is different because everyone is different, right? But for the most part, people kind of go through the same things at the same periods of time in life. Yeah, so people go asking their friends for their friends for advice in relationships. And usually when you go to someone for advice, they're usually going to give you the advice that will most benefit them. So for instance, if you work at a job and you ask someone if you there's a new job listing or a new job posting internally, and you ask them if you should go for that job, the other person might say no because they want to go for the job, right? Or if you speak to someone at your job and say, I want to leave, and they might be like, yeah, you should leave because, they don't like you and they want you to leave, or they want your spot in the organization. So things like that, man. That's a whole nother thing. I'm definitely going to make a part 2 to this because I want to expand upon a lot of the points that I'm making. So yeah, this is just a quick one. This is not to bash women or to bash anyone. It's more so me just kind of realizing where I've been programmed and trying to deprogram myself, to be perfectly honest. That may sound strange, but hey, it is what it is. So thank you for viewing the video or listening or watching or whatever. Peace.